Hello everyone. Welcome to the course overview for machine learning certification course, especially designed for non-developers out there. In this module, we are going to understand that what does this course contain for you? How is this course going to help you to develop your knowledge? This course, the course on machine learning, specially designed for non-developers. So machine learning is something which could be seen from two perspectives. One is a perspective of a developer and the other is a perspective of a non-developer. In this particular course, we are going to focus on non-developers. What's the course overview? The course starts off with the first unit on Introduction to Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. This is the first broad unit. It is going to contain subsections on data economy, introduction to AI and ML. Then we are also going to talk about that how did the evolution from analytics to machine learning happen and why does machine learning become so critical in your career today, and how it's very important for you to ace machine learning as a concept, be you are a developer or a non-developer. Then we'll talk about different uses of machine learning, what originated machine learning as a concept, and how are the applications true across the domains. And lastly, we'll end up with some of the combinations of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and see that how do these two concepts help you to evaluate things, to ace different kind of things, and help you in decision making. And that is something which is going to be the last subsection of the broader unit, Introduction to AI and Machine Learning. The second unit will consist of mathematics review. Now, machine learning is a concept which talks about enabling machines to learn themselves, and different kinds of mathematical formulas and theories become very important in machine learning. And it's very important for you to have the basic understanding of all those basic formulas, theories, hypotheses which goes into machine learning. And some of these concepts include linear algebra, they include vector and matrices, they include probability, they include calculus, they include data distributions. So all these 5 components would be taught to you in the mathematics review section of the course. The third broad unit of the course consists of different types of learnings which are possible under the gamut of machine learning. This includes talking about supervised versus unsupervised learning. The names are self-suggested. That what do they actually stand for? We will talk about them in detail in the respective module, but the first subsection of types of learning would consist of supervised versus unsupervised learning. The second subsection would talk about different techniques of supervised learning. Then we will move on to talking about techniques of unsupervised learning. And then there are certain learnings which cannot be categorized either as supervised or unsupervised. So we categorize them under the third category of other types of learnings, and we will also be talking about all those learnings in the section. This is the overall view of the unit 3, which talks about different types of learnings. Then we will move to unit 4, which would talk about how do we prepare data, how does data preparation happen. And in this, we will start off with talking about data sufficiency. Then we will move on to feature engineering. We'll then move on to feature scaling, which is a very important component because every system we would be working on would be highly scalable. So how do we address that? And that's where feature scaling is going to help you. Then we are going to talk about different kinds of data sets, and that would complete my unit 4. And then I'll move to unit 5, which would talk about regression. In this, we are going to talk about linear regression, polynomial regression, and decision tree. These are very important components which we will talk about under the unit of regression. And lastly, we will end this unit with how to train regression models. We will be talking about regression models earlier while talking about linear regression and polynomial regression. And in the last subsection, we'll talk about how to train different regression models. And then once we have talked about how to train regression models, we would also talk about some of the issues, some of the challenges which we face while training models. Then the next section would talk about classification. By classification, we talk about things like logistic regression. We'll talk about k-nearest neighbors, and we'll once again talk about decision trees, but from the perspective of a classification. So these 3 would be the broad areas which we would be covering under the unit of classification. Then we will move on to Clusters majorly focused on unsupervised learnings, and when we talk about unsupervised learning clusters, the major focus is going to be on k-means clustering. We will not be dealing with supervised learning because that is something which developers need to focus more on. But as a non-developer, you need to focus more on unsupervised learning clusters, and that's where we'll talk about k-means clustering. Then we will end the course with giving you a short introduction to deep learning, in which we will be talking about what is deep learning, and then we will be giving you a quick overview of neural networks and how do they work. So overall, from this course perspective, you would be able to ace the concept of machine learning from a non-supervised learning perspective. You will be able to understand all the mathematics that goes behind into understanding machine learning, especially from the perspective of non-supervised learning. We will be talking about different sets which help you to develop models to train your machines, but from a non-supervised perspective. And then we will end the course with the next step, which happens post machine learning and talks about deep learning and neural networks. With this, we would end this quick module which talked about the course overview. And yes, before we end, we will just have a quick overlook on that apart from the context in terms of the content which we are going to cover, what are the different features of this course. So the course overall would contain 9 hours of e-learning. Then we will be also providing you a simulation project, which is a very important aspect of this project because it enables you to get a hands-on experience. Then we will, once you complete this course and you complete your project, you will be getting a certificate test. Once you clear that, you will be getting a pro degree on machine learning from a non-developer's perspective. And once you do that, we will be helping you to get a machine learning analyst job across our hiring partners from top technology companies, from top IT companies, and from top startups and manufacturing companies to help you get a job. We will try to ensure that you get assured job interviews and you are well prepared to ace those interviews to get your dream job as a machine learning expert. And with this, I would recommend all of you to start your machine learning certification training right away. Thank you, everyone.